cop humiliated a black girl at the party, peed himself when the governor said, "That's my daughter." The bass thumped through the walls of the house party, lights flickering like fireflies across the crowded living room. Teenagers danced, talked, laughed, and took pictures like they had nothing to worry about. Among them was 16-year-old Amina Carter, a quiet black girl with a shy smile and a heart that still believed people were good. Tonight was supposed to be special. It was the first party she'd ever been invited to. She'd spent an hour choosing her outfit, twisting her braids neatly, and gathering the courage to actually walk inside. But the moment she stepped through the door, she felt eyes on her, those judgmental stares that people tried to hide but never could. A few kids whispered, some rolled their eyes. Amina ignored it. She kept telling herself she belonged there as much as anyone else. For the first 30 minutes, it almost felt true. She sipped soda, admired the decorations, and talked with one friendly girl from her English class. But just as she began to relax, the front door swung open with a heavy slam. Officer Rick Daly, tall, red-faced, and always hungry for attention, stepped inside with two younger officers. "Noise complaint," he said loudly, though the music wasn't even that loud. The room went quiet as he looked around like he owned the place, and then his gaze landed on Amina. "You?" he barked, pointing straight at her. "Step forward." Amina froze me. "Don't act clueless," he snapped. "Show me your ID. This isn't your kind of neighborhood." Whispers erupted across the room. Amina's stomach twisted. "Sir, I was invited just like everyone else." "Oh, sure," Rick said mockingly. "Let me guess. You wandered in off the street, looking for free food? Or maybe you came to sit in the fancy living room and take pictures like you're somebody." The kids laughed nervously. Amina's face burned with shame. "I didn't wander in. I'm in the honors program. I go to school with," he cut her off, stepping closer. "I don't care what program you're in. You don't belong here." One of the other officers shifted awkwardly. "Rick, she's just a kid. Stay out of it," he barked. "Someone like her? At a party like this?" He leaned in, his voice dripping with spite. "I know trouble when I see it, and I know people who pretend they're something they're not." Amina felt her throat tighten. "Sir, please. I didn't do anything." "Oh, you will if you don't. Stop lying." He reached out suddenly and grabbed her wrist, tugging her into the center of the room. "Empty your pockets. Let's see what you brought." "Let her go," the girl from English class shouted, but Rick ignored her. Amina tried to pull back. "You're hurting me." "You'll survive," he hissed, "unless you want to go downtown instead." Tears pooled in her eyes, not from pain but from humiliation. She had never been treated like this, never been made to feel so small. Kids filmed with their phones, others looked away, pretending not to see. And then a deep, steady voice rose from the doorway. "Take your hand off my daughter." Rick froze. Everyone turned. A woman stepped inside, tall, poised, powerful. Her navy suit looked sharper than anything in the room, and her presence alone silenced the crowd. It was like authority walked in wearing heels. Amina's eyes widened. "Mom, Governor Amina Carter, the youngest governor in the state's history, the woman whose face was on billboards across the city, walked straight toward her daughter without breaking eye contact with the officer, gripping her. Rick's mouth opened and closed, like he couldn't figure out how to breathe. "Gay Governor Carter, I didn't know that she's my daughter," she said coldly. "Does it matter?" "No, ma'am. It shouldn't matter who her mother is," Alina said, her voice sharp enough to cut stone. "It should matter that she's a human being who deserves respect." The entire room held its breath. "Let go," she said again. Each word icy and slowed out. Rick released Amina's wrist so fast it was like her skin burned him. Amina stepped back, trembling. Her mom wrapped an arm around her shoulders, looking her over to make sure she wasn't hurt. Rick swallowed hard. "Governor, there was a noise complaint, and I was just abusing your power," she finished. "Humiliating a minor, targeting a child because she doesn't look like she belongs in a wealthy neighborhood?" She stared him down. "How many others have you treated like this?" Rick's face turned beet red. "Ma'am, I swear, it was a misunderstanding." "No," Alina said. "It was abuse." One of the younger officers stepped forward nervously. "Governor Carter, we didn't know what he was doing. We told him to stop." "I saw," she said, nodding gratefully, "and your honesty will be noted." Rick fidgeted, sweat dripping down his forehead. He tried to stand tall, but the weight of her stare crushed him. He opened his mouth to speak, but then something unexpected happened. A hush rippled through the room. A wet, dark stain slowly spread across the front of Rick's uniform pants. Gasps filled the air. He had actually peed himself. A nearby girl whispered, "Oh my God." Rick stumbled back, mortified. "I didn't. This isn't." Alina didn't even flinch. "You humiliated my daughter in front of all these children," she said calmly. "Now you know what humiliation feels like." The other officers quickly grabbed Rick by the arms and escorted him out of the house, trying to shield him from cameras, but it was too late. Everyone saw. When the door closed behind them, the party was silent. Amina felt like she couldn't breathe. Her mother turned her gently to face her sweetheart. Alina said softly, cupping her face, "You didn't deserve this. Not tonight. Not ever." Amina finally let the tears fall. "I just wanted to fit in." "Oh, baby," her mother whispered, pulling her into a hug. "You don't need to fit in here. They need to rise to your level." A few kids, ones who had stayed silent, looked down at their shoes. ashamed. But the girl from English walked up bravely. I'm so sorry, she said. I should have defended you louder. Amina wiped her cheeks. You did enough. No, the girl said. We all should have done more. Alina nodded approvingly. That's how change begins. When witnesses stopped being silent, slowly, students approached Eamon offering apologies, support, awkward smiles. Word spread through the room like a cleansing wave, washing out the tension that Officer Rick had brought in. Amina's breathing steadied. Her mother kept an arm around her protectively. Let's go home, she whispered. You've had enough excitement for one night. But Amina shook her head. Actually, I think I want to stay. I don't want what he did to ruin my night. Alina smiled proudly. That's my girl. The music restarted softly, then louder. The atmosphere transformed from fear to warmth. Amina walked back toward the living room, her spine a little straighter, her confidence a little brighter. People made space for her now, not out of fear, but out of respect. From near the punch bowl, her friend waved her over. Hey, I saved you a spot. Amina smiled. She belonged, after all. Outside, reporters swarmed to police cars. The story of the disgraced officer already spreading like wildfire. But inside the house, something more important was happening. A girl who had been humiliated stood tall again. A group of teens learned the cost of silence, and a mother showed the world that power means nothing without compassion. The night moved on, but no one in that house ever forgot what they witnessed. And Amina Carter, daughter of the governor, honors student, kind soul, walked back into the glow of the party lights, knowing one truth more powerful than any insult. She didn't need anyone's permission to be somewhere. She belonged anywhere she chose to stand.